That also means we can play this and start stealing more cards. We can actually steal his win cons. Like, we can mess his deck. See? Lightning Strike is fine, we don't counter it, you don't really gain anything from it. This is a very bad card unless it's supported with the rest of the deck, because then you can negate this, and you can feel like an absolute champ. If you counter that one, you would basically lose. Now we can Duress to make sure there's not another Forge. See? Played him like a fiddle. We got the extra value and we have Wedding Announcement. Alright, this is something. You know what? It might just be enough. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today one deck to rule them all, because if you can craft this one, you can basically play every other deck in Standard. Why? Because you actually steal their decks while you are playing 4 Robbers, Evelyn, Decadent Dragon, and 4 Siphon Insights. Make sure that whatever your opponent is playing, you are also playing. Other than this, we have some counter spells and a Duress against control decks to break their, counter spell guard, and all this removal and life gain to make sure that we can survive. And of course, ill-timed explosion is a very good sweeper that can get the job done. So yeah, let's go into the games, and thank you for all the new subscribers. You guys are absolutely awesome. Welcome to the channel, and I hope you will enjoy your stay. So let's have some fun and steal our opponent's win cons. I'll tell you, man, this is a really bad hand. Should I mulligan it? That's really so bad. We are also on the draw, we don't have removal. The ill-timed explosion is basically the only saving grace. I'll take it, because if we can get second blue, we can negate the 3-drop. And let's start with this one. I want the blue mana. And then if we can cast ill-timed explosion, we can fix everything basically. So you know what? Maybe? A strong maybe? Our opponent seems to be playing something interesting. Normally, man, what the hell is this draw? I'll be honest, like, what the hell is this draw? This is probably the worst one. Normally we kill it and he has no value, but here he actually will be able to use everything. Alright, we have a counter spell, that's something. And this is an instant. So that will allow us to start hitting clans forever. So we know, maybe. I'm not sure how many counter spells he has. But listen, I'm going with it. I just need lands, and fortunately our opponent has a good lands, because he's playing a good deck. Alright, here's the land for the turn. Listen, if this is how we need to play, we will play like this. And you know what? I can see us winning. I can actually see us winning. Alright, so this one, sacrifice, cast. Alright, so he needs to pay 2 on top of casting the spell, so he won't be able to do it for like a lot of turns. This is good for him, but I need to recover somehow, and we'll try to steal his lands again. Man, I'm trying. We got to the stage where I fight to draw a land from every of the decks participating in the game. This is where we are. If I cannot draw it from my land, I will get it from his land. Kaito is super strong, honestly. I could use March, so he will draw a card probably to hit a land. But if I counter it, I don't have other plays. Honestly, I think we allow it. This is good for him, but before it will phase out, now we kill it. And it has 4 loyalty, right? Let's make sure, yep. He is also, like, we have so much value here. I will go with the robbery. Evelyn is okay, but not when you are so behind on the lands. And that means we save our counter spells, because they probably play Reenact the Crime. Alright, that's a lot of clicks. You know what? It kinda does the job. Now we can go for the robbery and start stealing even more cards from Hitman. I'm so happy he plays a good deck, so we can steal it and get all the lands and all the stuff. I'm not sure if I play the land, to be honest. And we kinda need to go with it, so they will get the 4th land, probably untapped one, because they should have selection. And we are both a little bit struggling. And if I counter it, like, this will be a big deal. I think we need to counter spell it. I will just try to fight Atraxa if, he gets the stuff. but we need to start, you know, getting some value. We can discard Siphon Insight, great card, but we should kinda be okay with what we have. And we'll probably go with the Robberies. Also, when we open the mana, he might think that we have a counter spell. Alright, this is the turn. 4 blue mana, 3 needed. Reenact the crime. Okay, that's fine. This cannot use anything on this turn. I probably want to kill this soon. This suggests Breach, right? So they're a Breach deck probably. We cannot counter it. Alright. You know what? I think we are just going with it. I need land for every turn, I need some answers, and I can start, you know, doing his stuff a little bit. Alright, here's the Unraveler. Let's go for this. I should start killing creatures for sure. So let's start with this, I think. We need to discard something for 3 mana. They will use this in response, which is fine. But at least we clear the board and, you know, we kinda try to solve things. Sure. So I need to discard something for 3, so it has to be the dragon. Did I play land for the turn? I can go with the sewers. I honestly don't remember. Okay, we had, so we don't need Reef. Okay, that's a good deal, that's a good deal. So we sweep the board, we still have 3 mana open, and our opponent doesn't realize what exactly we have. And we keep playing lands, so even though the start was absolutely horrible, you can see that with stealing from both decks, we can absolutely do it, man. This is really good for us. Like, this is half of his turn, and we can answer it with less than 1/3 of our turn, so we are getting ahead. That also means we can play this and start stealing more cards. We can actually steal his win cons. Like, we can mess his deck. See? 35. Alright, let's play this one. We could go for the Unraveler. That means we can cast a lot of spells. How do... okay, so I can use it for counter spells even. I mean, we could just cast it, but we don't have counter spells. That's the problem, and it will probably die on the same turn. If we go Virtue of Persistence, we can get his stuff from his graveyard. Or even get Atraxa. That's a little bit risky. I need to think about this one, because we should win the game with this hand. But how do we go about it? We could also just Robbery for 5 or 6. Yeah, I think that would be the best. And we are closing to double Jace, and I think we can steal one of the Jace from his hand, man. When we open the mana, they also think harder about the counter spells. Let's go for this. We pay 3 life, we kill it. Alright, now he can go for the card. Everything that has Summoning Sickness is kinda okay for us. I need to slow him down because I can win. Man, I have 2 of my cards and 7 of his cards. That's kinda hilarious. We can only Robbery for 4 though. But that puts him below 30. So no, this can be hard. I would absolutely love to have a counter spell here. You know what? They will play a land. So this should be the Atraxa, I guess. Oh, right, they can go for the other thing, but they don't have the Conspiracy Unraveler to get free stuff. Alright, they will get the value, they will get the lands. Here's the Reenact the Crime, and here's Jace and Breach. Well, the Jace is a little bit unfortunate because I wanted to steal it. Like, this was my Jace. We can use a Tawara to bounce it, by the way. I honestly think I should just go with this. I should wait until the end of the turn, but it should be the same thing, basically. Alright, so we have a Swamp and we have the Conspiracy Unraveler. I cannot get back Jace from my grave. Well, it will be in his graveyard, I guess. You know what? Listen, you know what? I think there might be a way. If we play Unraveler, Then we go Jace. 4, 7. Oh, but I need more. Because I could Otawara my own. Oh no, but this is his Jace, so he will get it in the hand. Alright, that kinda doesn't work. We will have to Duress probably and get Jace from their hand, I think. They don't have counter spells. Good to know, good to know. It's too early for Breach, so we just go with this probably. How do you work? Exile target non-land cards in a graveyard, so opponent also counts anywhere this turn. You know what? I think that works, right? I will go for green. And we have triple blue. So we go for 5. We try to mill him. And I think we can reenact the crime, right? And do it again. Isn't this exactly what his deck is trying to do? So I get his strategy and I won with his deck. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That was the best win ever, man. We just killed him with his own deck after being mana screwed. Right, our opponent goes first because he is clearly the better Magic player. We will go with the Marsh because we don't want the payments. We want to make sure that we don't lose any extra life. And we have to survive, man. We somehow need to survive. I will actually play Siphon Insight if I can, just to steal a land. Lightning Strike is fine, we don't counter it, you don't regain anything from it. This is a very bad card, unless it's supported with the rest of the deck, because then you can negate this, and you can feel like an absolute champ. If you counter that one, you would basically lose. Now we can Duress to make sure there's not another Forge. See? Played him like a fiddle. Alright, so... what are you? Well, nice deck, bro. Nice deck, bro. Do I really double pain myself? Yep. I really need those lands, and we can use the red lands even. Please give me a land. Be a good person. Of course we won't get the land. And this is kinda... great. Like, this is really bad, man. Do we want Kuma? I mean, Kumano faces Kakazan trades against the Founder. How do you work? Okay, I kinda need Feldon probably. It's probably a bad choice. I just seen that he has this removal that will be a dead card, but in the end, it wasn't great. I have to Siphon Insight main phase at the pain just to try hit land. Can I hit land from any of the two decks? Man, we played masterfully so far. We predicted everything, we answered everything, and it doesn't matter because I cannot hit my lands. It's great. I love this kind of game. So he will burn everything into our face, attack with Mishra's Founder, and the top decks will decide the game. We already missed full turn just by not being good at Magic, and even though we drew 1 out of 5 cards, we still couldn't hit a single land. And they have perfect curve with perfect 1-drop to accompany it. So, well, they're just very, very good at the game. What can you say? Black March is probably the only way we can win this game right now, and I think we will, because the life gain from this should be good enough. This is sorcery, so they cannot respond with it. And now the real question, do you think they drew 1 mana removal to counteract this? I honestly don't know. So I can play Fires of Victory to kill it. Go for the Throats for the other things, and we know that this will transform on the next turn. So you know what, I honestly think it's worth it, especially that we can use Play with Fire to get our next... Oh, do I need to pain myself on this one as well? Or I can just go March and kill this. Do we want to go to 4? I also... okay, yeah, I think we have to. You know what? We can go with this. Just because I don't want this 1 extra damage. It can be the game deciding. So they have something for 1 mana. Okay, so that was a land. They didn't play it. Okay. Okay, we are doing some tricky stuff right now. A very, very tricky stuff. We will go... Oh, but he draws first. Right. So it doesn't matter, really. I wanted to make a stop, so when this transforms, he doesn't have the card, but of course it's after. What is the chance he drew a removal right now? Or you know what? Maybe we just go like this. This should just be better. And this wins the game whatever he draws, and he still needs another thing. Like, I can play Feldon right now. And we play Feldon not to do anything interesting, but to make sure that we have a creature that can be the target for March. And I will also draw cards, right? Because I can deal the damage to Feldon myself. He instantly drew the exile. But you know what? It's fine. So we will go with this. 2, 4, 6. Because there is no chance he drew another one, right? We go like this, and we live game, we get a lot of cards, and we prevent the exile effect. So we got basically everything. Alright, let's see the card. Is that Celestus? Or Virtue? I kinda like Celestus, honestly. Especially that we need to play it on the next turn. Man, that was such a battle, just because we missed those lands early game. And that was double forge build, by the way, which is already pretty wild. I can play the dragon already to get some more value, or I can steal some of their cards. I think stealing cards is a little bit better, because it will translate to faster lethal. Like, their draws aren't very powerful right now. They only get one bad card a turn, so when I steal 2 extra, I should actually be ahead on board and kill them quite quickly. Well, we really needed to work for it, but this early game was pretty in our favor. So if we can hit extra lands and set up Celestus, we should be absolutely fine for the rest of the game, but always this early game. Alright, missing lands. Already. I think we go for the throat. I will keep Duress because it seems to be a control deck, so this will only get better and better over time. But I need to hit a land. Of course we missed. Man, what the hell is wrong with the Shuffler? Like, I played 3 games and 3 of them in a row were something extremely weird. I never could curve up to 3 mana even. So, like, come on, bro. Come on. Let's go for the throat. Man, imagine having 5 mana in your control deck. I'm just crazy. I will never get there. So we already are super behind, and we are on the losing spot because we cannot draw cards correctly. Like, what the hell? Like, how am I supposed to play the game if I'm not allowed to play my cards even? Oh my god, we play 26 lands and we get mana screwed like literally every game. And we are so behind that at this point we should lose. Unless we are super lucky or something. Like, this is the moment where you lost the game if your opponent has a decent draw. Alright, can I please play my cards? Alright. 2 turns behind, but maybe we can still make it. Get Lost doesn't hit it, which is a big deal, but we will be... Like, he will play 5 drops when we are casting 3 drops. Like, that's a big deal. We are also super tapped, so he has 0 risk of anything. And I mean, what can you do, man? What can you do? Just, you need to be better at Magic, I guess. We can kill it. Honestly, I think we need to start cycling some of the cards. I like the dragon, but come on. After you are 2 turns behind, you cannot make any more turns behind. Like, we need to fight for tempo right now. I will take this land because I cannot risk I will miss another one. Alright. So we are burning insane amounts of value just to stay relevant. But maybe it will work. They can go for the whale, which will be a big problem. I could try to... Well, I could Fires of Victory this. And then go for the dragon. And then try to get some extra value. Or take a hit and steal 3 cards from him. That's a hard one, sorry, I need to think. Because we are in an extremely bad spot because of the early game. So we cannot have any more mistakes. Get Lost. Is this good for him? Kinda breaks his turn. But he can just cast this, right? Yeah, then we get no value, so we cannot go for this play. Well, unless we just keep it as a blocker. And it still breaks their turn. You know what? Let's try it. I'm kinda okay with it. We probably will have to main phase Fires of Victory before it grows, but we'll see. I didn't make the math. Yep, they can do it, but we still get a good blocker for the rest of the game, and he wants to play a 5-drop or 6-drop. And we prevent basically both of them while blocking the damage, so it's a good deal overall. And it will take also extra turn before this goes to 5-5. So you know what? I'll take it. The value is that they got a counter here, which is not perfect, but other than this, we are okay. And I think we say go. I cannot double spell. We just see what happens. They might get lost at the end step, which would make sense, but they're not going for it. They have counter spells, but we already discarded one, so generally they shouldn't have another one. And if I can block again, that would be great. Sure. We can steal 4 cards. Or just kill it with Fires of Victory and draw 1, we'll see. Virtue. Okay, okay. So they will ramp like crazy. So, if we want to kill something, we have to do it now. I think we go like this and draw the card. If they cast something else, that also means they double spelled. And we get to cycle one of the cards. 4 and 4. We can use the dragons, but they only slow the game down, they don't really give us advantage. Oh, this is close, but it's not there yet. No creatures, really. I guess I could get the dragon every turn. It's not bad, but if I play this, they just get losted. I could steal the cards and also play the dragon. Then they just kill it and hit again. But that means we have more cards. We don't use Celestus, we want any color of mana. Wedding Announcement. Probably not the best play ever in the world. So I guess let's just force it, because we have another dragon for the next turn. I would love to set up the Virtue after the use Get Lost. In my opinion, they should use Get Lost right now. I could attack, but it doesn't make much sense. We need to win the value game, I think. Oh, we double spell, that's great. That's actually really good. Well, a Virtue is nice, but is it good enough, man? They didn't use... Yeah, I think because they didn't use it, like, it will be too slow. Like, they will try to kill us with this, and the whale probably. And I cannot take 7 mana to counter his 2 mana. Alright, what do you do? Lifelink Flying. Counters, sure. Do we get the treasure, or we negate the damage? He offers us the turn to block it. I think we just go like this, man. Not the best, but it should be okay. It will be more damage on the next turn, but on the next turn he can just get lost it. Bro, like, those throws aren't very perfect. And let's go dragon, maybe. I think I need to robbery for everything, right? Oh, they can go for the whale, so we probably need to keep up the counter spell. And if we don't do anything, we'll live gain as well. Attacking that doesn't really make sense. I mean, we can get them, but it won't be easy. We need some good rolls. One of the good rolls. Honestly, robber is just better. Well, no, one robber should do. Let's sit. Let's sit. It's interesting they didn't go for the whale. So which one is more devastating? I don't really care about the lifelink. I might care about this one, and they have the same stats. So I think we go like this. And we have quite a lot of mana. That gives us a little bit more time. I wonder, they are super passive with their plays. Alright. Alright, and my turn. So we can get the value. I really think we should. They can cast this. But we get the extra value, and we have wedding announcement. Alright, this is something. You know what? It might just be enough. Alright, a land, not the perfect one, but a decent one. So we could actually play both of them, but it won't be as good as we need it to be. Oh, I need double white for... Oh, I should name the fox. I should know. If I had the fox, I would have double white for this. So I need to go with the dragon. And potentially Sphinx, but then they will play... Alright. I might need to take this one extra hit, man. Man, this is close. This is actually way closer than I thought it will be. I have only 4 mana, so I cannot get the value. Let's play the land for the next turn. If this attacks, I can make a treasure token, I can play the fox and kill this. Then they cast this, we counter it. And if they cast whale, we can use this to block it. Alright. That's an interesting one. Do we want to counter the whale? It will be a problem, probably. Let's go. Let's go. I have one more turn. And they only draw 1 card a turn. Like, we have insane card advantage overall. Do I want the robbery? Man, the robbery seems great. I think we just take it. Like, robbery is a card that ensures that we win the long game if we can survive. Alright. 8 damage to the face. Doesn't feel great. Don't forget, on the next time they can use Get Lost and kill the dragon. But we are alive gaining quite a lot, actually. Alright. This will be a bit weird one. When this gets back, well, they will just cast it in response. I still think we need to attack with it. If we had something super expensive, we could kill it with ill-timed explosion. And now we can go with the bodyguard. But it's not a fox, right? Okay. But when we cast it, they will just use Get Lost on this. And they're going with it. Alright, we will get this value. I could try to go with Sphinx right now. So if I play Sphinx, do they do something? I think they might. A Sphinx? Moment they invest Get Lost. Man, this Get Lost is actually saving them since half a game, man. Alright. I need double white, so I cannot cast anything right now. I need this treasure. Thank you for your participation. And now we are going with the fox. We got... Man, we need double white for this. We can pay 3 mana, which is great. But hopefully we can survive like this. And don't tell me you have another one. Are you serious, man? They always have the Tidebinder for my main play. Oh, that's so lame. And with this we lost, right? They drew too many answers. Not only our early game was absolutely abysmal, but they also got even the top decks in the last 5 turns. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll be honest, this deck just has something special about it. Just the fact that you always basically intertwine your deck with your opponent's deck makes it for always interesting games. Every one will be unique because, you know, this is basically combination of 2 different decks. It will challenge you as a player because you need to know what the opponent's deck does, and you have seen this in the combo game. I actually think I had lethal before, but I didn't realize that you can reenact the crime, your opponent's card that goes to his graveyard. So, you know, there are some, you know, interesting gameplay patterns that normally no other deck will provide. Is this the most competitive Grixis ever? No, it's not, but it's very, very fun, and it will definitely give you very memorable games with the Siphon Insight and the Robbery, probably 2 of the best cards. Evelyn was pretty okay in this one, but, you know, you probably can, you know, just go with Decadent Dragon or something else that will, you know, stay longer in the format, so be aware of it. By the way, we really have 26 lands. It might not seem like it, but we should never get mana screwed. So the deck gets going, obviously, you know, closer to the end game. With Robbery you scale infinitely. With Siphon Insight you need a lot of mana to get extra cards, and with Decadent Dragon you basically get, what, 3 for 1? So the value in this deck is pretty crazy. I sometimes miss some counter spells, but you know what, I think it's all about those draws, so sometimes you will need more removal, sometimes you need more counter spells. The only thing I was really not super happy about is Ill-Timed Explosion. Well, it is a great sweeper and it also draws 2 cards. Sometimes it's hard to get, you know, a big, you know, explosion basically, because the only cards that have high converted mana cost are Evelyn, Virtue, and Decadent Dragon, and of course other ill-timed explosions. So while usually it's enough for all the aggro decks, sometimes you can whiff a little bit. So I was considering going Burn Down the House. It's also easier for the win con, but if you hit a control matchup or something, it's not as good because here you draw 2 cards. And that's kind of the thing that got me to stay for Ill-Timed Explosion. But you can absolutely test it with Burn Down the House and maybe it will be better. However, you probably need a different 4-drop, maybe, because it fits the curve very nicely. So that's the only, you know, tip I have after playing the games, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for being here as always, and see you guys tomorrow.